All right, what's going on, guys? My name is Alejandro.
My name is Abram.
This is episode 2 of the podcast. You already know. We're super excited. Anything you want to say?
Nah, nothing. Just welcome to episode 2. It's kind of funny that we are on episode 2 because the only reason I started this is because I had a homework assignment that was to create a podcast. And I was like, oh, I don't know what to do it about. And, decided to do it about the MCU. Hit up Ale. He was down, obviously, because we had already talked about it before. We were like, might as well. Like, Ale, I don't know if you said this in the last episode, but we had these conversations anyways.
Yeah.
So we're like, might as well make it into a podcast. And you never know what could happen. So here we are.
No, I'm definitely excited. I feel like, to be honest, it's funny because we recorded the last episode like a long time ago. It feels like we recorded like 3 weeks ago.
It was a long time ago.
It was 3 weeks ago, low key. It's just that we uploaded it last week, so for you guys maybe it doesn't feel that long, but for us, it definitely did. No, but I think we actually did pretty good. Like I was listening to it. I think I felt like a conversation. I think that's really important for me going forward with the podcast. Just actually having like a conversation, and not necessarily just having like an interview. Because I feel like that'll make the experience better. And Sean's the type of guy that like when you ask him a question, he's not gonna be like yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he'll go through it and stuff, and he'll actually say a couple of stuff. Anything you want to add?
I mean, there's a reason that he does what he does. He's good at it.
Yeah.
Like this man was literally speaking at a convention today. He has given advice to other people on how to run a YouTube channel and how to be good at it. So definitely amazing first guest, especially because I knew a lot about him and Ale. He did some research before and he already knew some things from just watching him in general.
Yeah.
So it felt like a blessing, like we said before, that we got to have him as the first guest. But now we're just gonna get into us, like ourselves, how we started like evolving all that, because we didn't get into that because we're interviewing Sean. So would you like to get started? How did you start liking the MCU? What was like your first movie that you watched, and just
Okay, so obviously for me, superheroes have always been a huge part of my life. I remember my brother used to have like a DVD player that was like a screen. It was like I don't know if you remember those. It looked like a computer, but it just had the DVD player that you put the DVD, and then it would just project it on the screen or whatever. And so like he bought me the Justice League series, and I used to love that. Like the old one. Like, that was fire. That was fire.
yeah.
And I would love it. And then there was this one that he got me that was called Ultimate Avengers. It was like 2 movies. That was super cool. And then when I got to this country, obviously I've always loved superheroes. Batman growing up, Spider-Man. I remember because we were both born in Cuba. I remember this one time I went to the store and it was like this toy thing that you would buy, and it was like Batman and Spider-Man together. But it was looking super goofy. They looked nothing like them.
Nah,
it was
like
goofy. Spider-Man was black. Nah, it was crazy. Not like black, like
the black
like
suit,
the costume. No, but it wasn't even like he had like a gas mask. Nah, it was some goofy stuff. Nah, it was some goofy stuff. But no, I was super into superheroes and stuff. Like my mom always talks about it, that I've always been into superheroes. And then when I came to this country, obviously seeing a bunch of superhero movies and stuff. Daredevil, X-Men, seeing that in the early 2000s. Spider-Man, the Spider-Man movies. And then when they came out with Iron Man, I was like, that's cool. Like, I watched it not in the theater because, at the time I never went to the theater. But the first time I actually went to the theater, and I always talk about this, my brother took me to see Captain America: The First Avenger. And I think ever since then, he's really become like my favorite superhero. And I really identify with him. And, it was an amazing experience. And then obviously, he was the one that told me that they're going to make an Avengers movie with all of them together. And I'm like, oh my God, for real? Like all of them? And he's like, yeah, all these different movies and stuff. And I was like, that's super cool. And ever since then, I've been really into it. And the Avengers movie, that was really probably like, I think for everybody, the movie that really made everyone like be like, damn, like I was going crazy. And that was probably the best movie theater experience I've ever felt in my life. So, go ahead.
Yeah, so I would say that in Cuba, I was born in Cuba and I was there until I was 8 years old. And it's funny because back then it wasn't really Marvel. Like the only Marvel was Spider-Man, at least for me. And like you said, that you watched a Justice League series, but I used to be big fan of that Justice League. I used to love it. Me and my dad would like watch it every single time. There was some X-Men in there, but I don't really have a lot of memory of it. I just knew it existed. Like I knew about Wolverine, and I think there was a show that I used to watch about the X-Men too. And it's funny because back then I used to think that X-Men was Wolverine. Like, I used to be like, oh yeah, that's the X-Men.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know English, so I'm like, X-Men. That was it. And my dad was also a big superhero fan, so that definitely played a big part into it. We watched it together. That was like a little bonding moment. And then I came here, 2011. I came to United States, and that was after Iron Man had already come out, Captain America already come out, Hulk, and I think Thor already came out because I came in October 2011.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I
probably.
think all those movies had already come out, and then whatever, you know, first few months we're just getting adjusted to the country and all of that. So I went to a few movies. I watched a few movies in theaters, and I always really liked it. I was a fan of like going to theaters since day one. I loved eating popcorn. It was just a great experience with my family.
That's a must for me. Eating popcorn when I go to the theater, that's a must. Like,
but I can't even lie. Even though when I'm on a diet, it's hard for me to.
It's hard for me. Nah, but popcorn, as long as you don't put butter on
Nah,
it,
it's not insane. It's like it's not something that's gonna destroy you, but you know, it's just. It's funny because I eat it at the beginning. Like
Yeah.
I'm somebody that be eating quick. So if you give me that bucket, I'm finishing.
I do the combo icy and
every single time.
That's the combo right there. But what's your favorite character? What do you say? I know who it is, but I'm.
Otherwise, I didn't even finish.
Oh,
You're capping me right now. But yeah, so then in 2012, I forgot when it came out, but my dad was like, "Yo, like there's like this new movie coming out, The Avengers." I was like, "What?" And it's funny because I had no build up to it.
Yeah.
I was just new to that Avengers movie.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, "No, that's crazy." So I go watch it, and I'm like, dude, as soon as I go watch it, I'm like, bro, this movie was insane. Me and my dad were like, yo, this is fire. We loved it. We absolutely loved it. And then since that moment, that's when I started getting into Marvel. And then I went to watch Winter Soldier. I remember, like that same year that Amazing Spider-Man came out. I went to watch it. And back then, I mean, and even now, like I liked it. I liked those movies. I thought those movies were good. I mean, I was a kid. I'm no critic. So I was just like, oh, Spider-Man. And it looked cool. And even to this day, like I said, those movies are good. But you know, that's not the
second one be going crazy. The second one be...
Dude, I know it'd be goofy, but obviously I'm a kid and I didn't really understand.
When it came out, I was like, whatever. I didn't think it was that bad. But looking back at it, it's just the tone doesn't... Like, it has conflicting tones and stuff. Like, you see the Rhino being super goofy.
Nah, of course. And for example... But something that we can't deny. The swinging scenes when he's Spider-Man...
The movie and he's my favorite. You know he's my favorite.
No, I know it's your favorite. And
that's my favorite Spider-Man.
And, I mean, for me, it's hard to say which one was my favorite. Probably Tom Holland. Just because he's the MCU one. But yeah, so... As I was saying, I watched Avengers. I loved it ever since I've been watching the movies. And yeah, I didn't like watch every single one. There was some that I missed, and I wouldn't say it was until Infinity War, which is insane because that's like pretty recent, that I watched Infinity War. I was just left mind blown.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I said, yeah, I gotta watch every single movie I've missed. And ever since I haven't not watched the movie in premiere.
Outside the Avengers, I would say I watched every single movie in theaters except Thor: The Dark World because but it wasn't because it was bad. It was because I saw like on a pirated website.
Oh
yeah, so I was like, I watched it there. But after the Avengers, I was like at that point I was a diehard fan already. Like every movie, whenever it came out, I'll just watch it no matter what. But what would you say is I know who it is, but who's tell the audience your favorite superheroes and
my favorite character is Iron Man.
100%.
And it's funny because if I had to say the reason, like, okay, I would say it's main two reasons. I love seeing a character go through a big change. Like, Iron Man started off as a douchebag, like, ladies' man, didn't really care about anything, didn't think about what he was, the weapons that he was making, the impact that it was having on the world. And then, obviously, he becomes a hero. But what I love is that he became the hero in his movie, but he still had the same flaws.
Yeah.
In the second movie, he had to overcome new things, and it feels like every single movie, his flaws were shown. But what I love about it, he was always willing to sacrifice himself for the team, to be a hero, to save the city. I mean, like I always see it on Instagram, like, oh, Iron Man was ready to sacrifice himself this many times.
Yeah, in all three movies.
Yeah. And it's just he just Robert Downey Jr. just killed it. Like super cool, super charismatic, and it's funny because if you look at me, I'm nothing like him. You know, I'm more confident now, but I'm nowhere near his level of confidence, cockiness, or anything. But me as a kid, you know, I wanted to be confident. I wanted to break out of my shell. I wanted to be unapologetically myself. So seeing him be like that, I saw him. Oh, I don't see myself in him, but I see a part of the person that I want to be in him. So that's one of the reasons that I like him.
No, I agree with that. But for me, it's like that with Captain America too. And I feel like I'm also kind of like Captain America, you know, in a sense. But he's just a character that I really liked. I just like what he stands for. You know, believing in what you want, like believing in something, and then just like not change for anybody else. I'm like that all the time. Like, if I don't want to do something, I don't do it, and nobody can change that. And that's the way I am. And I Captain America's a guy that I know this sounds stupid because he's like fake, you know what I'm saying? But he's a guy that I'd be looking up to.
No, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. I mean, this is part of the reason that we're making this.
Yeah.
Because these are characters, but these characters have had insane impacts on a lot of people's lives.
Exactly. Actually, the reason we became friends was because I was gonna go watch Infinity War on Thursday, right before like basically when it was coming out, and Abram hit me up. Like we knew each other from school because we sat like.
But it was like a super light friendship. Like, just like clapping each other up, and that's it. I just knew that he was friends from Lima. And,
yeah, I don't know what Lima is. That's crazy. Right?
Yeah, whatever. Like, one
he's
of my
a friend of ours.
Yeah.
That's a crazy reference.
Big Lima reference.
I sat next to Lima, like that we're talking about, and then he sat next to.
It was actually funny because that day in school, like the first day of school, freshman year, I got lost because that was my first time ever having a class in a certain building. Like we had a new building, and that was my first time ever class in that building. And then I got there late, and because I got there late, Lima was already sitting next. You were already sitting next to Lima. Yeah. Lima was like, "Dang, bro, I kind of got mad because I wanted you to sit next to me. I don't know who this guy is who sat next to me."
Yeah, I just sat down in the all the way in the back.
Yeah, you sat in the back
because that was my first day of school, like in general, that school.
So it was me, Ali, and Lima.
Yeah,
we talked around them, but then like you said, I hit him up, and then we just kept talking about it.
Kept texting about. I would get mad because you would text me all like nothing else. It would only be about Marvel. Like, bro, I was like, bro, stop. Like, we could talk.
No, here's the thing, bro. You caught me at my peak, like obsessed with Marvel. Like, it was Marvel, dude. I'm telling you, like I've had to delete a bunch of pictures because I look at my phone, dude. I used to screenshot every Marvel thing that I saw on my phone. It was insane. I had pictures, dude. I had like people's thing for every actor, like 100 pictures for each person.
Dude, because that's like how you like That's like when you actually started getting into Marvel.
And that's when I started looking at the interviews. I started getting to know the actors, like actually know the names of the people now. And yeah, like I forgot what I was gonna say.
No, well, basically we became friends that summer. We would text a lot. We texted all throughout summer. And then the first day of school, didn't I buy you like a Spider-Man?
Oh yeah. Okay, I know what I was gonna say. So yeah, like we kept texting, and then we had a field trip to go to Universal. And there was a time that we, for some reason, didn't go on a ride. We just both didn't go on the ride.
It was the Mummy ride. I don't know why we didn't.
It was the Mummy ride. I think we got upset because we had just ridden it, and then like a girl pulled up, and I think it was Marlon. I was like, "Oh, let's go again."
Yeah, and we're like,
"Nah, I'm not really feeling that right now."
Yeah, I'm not.
And then you and I just stayed behind, and then that's when we really like the first time we actually opened up to each other about personal things and all that. And then like he said, we texted over summer. And then school started, and this man got me like an Avengers Infinity War notebook.
That was funny. That was
super random. Like, super random. You got me that. And then we had first period together.
Yeah.
We had first period. I don't know if you had any other class, but
we had music class.
We had music class.
Yeah.
And that was a year that music class was hitting. Like, we were all into it. So that year we became like best friends, and we would do everything together. And then
it never changed.
Yeah, we're still here today making this right now.
I mean, our tradition, we always go watch the movies every Thursday when they come out. We always watch it together with his parents. That's always the tradition for us. It's like that's how things are. Oh, and then I got into basketball. And so we could talk so we could talk about other stuff too.
Yeah, of course. And something that I wanted to mention is that not only was Infinity War insane, but we knew that Endgame was coming.
Yeah.
And Infinity War and Endgame were always like obviously like part 1 and 2, so the fact that it was unfinished, like I don't know, it was just a perfect storm for me to become like a diehard Marvel fan.
I cried in Endgame.
So did I?
Cried hard. Like that's one of the movies that I cried hard. I didn't cry when Black Widow died though. Okay. I couldn't believe it.
I would say that when Black Widow died, like you said, I was just like, oh my god.
I was like, that's crazy.
She's dead. She was like that. And I got sadder when I saw the reactions of like Hulk and everybody's on the bridge. Like that was really sad for me. But when Iron Man died, I was crying bad.
I cried hard, bro.
I was crying bad, and it's funny because I was with my parents, and then my mom has battered her multiple times that I was crying. She was like, "Oh, you're crying like a baby," and I'm like, "Yeah."
I have pictures of me from that day, crying super hard.
I think I have one picture of me crying like right after.
I might post. Nah, I think you do. You sent me pictures of you crying.
I mean, we can post pictures of us getting out like that day.
Yeah, we can post it for this clip because I do want to start posting on.
On TikTok and Instagram. Honestly, like since we're doing it with audio, we can just post like clips of like pictures on top of what we're saying, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking for the Sean's interview. I didn't know. I thought maybe we could have done a video, but I think that would have complicated stuff a lot. So for now, we're probably not.
Yeah, eventually we do want to get like a better setup, better background, and just as we get more content, because for us we feel like the audio it gives us more wiggle room to mess up and not be like thinking about like we're talking, or also like we gotta worry about the video and all of that.
Cause like it's our first time really like doing this, so when it's like audio, I guess we can just look at each other and talk to each other, like actually have a conversation, and the camera's just recording it, like the audio. But when it's a camera, like we gotta look at the camera, we gotta make sure that we look, fine, and it's different. It changes things up, and right now to get a little bit started, to get used to it, we just want to do it like this for now.
Yeah. So talking about my favorite characters and stuff like that, give me. Obviously, you like Infinity War, you like Endgame, but give me like 2 or 3 movies besides the big ones that you really like.
Avengers. No, that's good. No, well that's a hard question. Yeah, I don't even know, because it was like a point of the Marvel was like really hitting like at Winter Soldier. It was what? It was like Winter Soldier, Guardians. It started hitting.
Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok was one that I didn't.
Civil War.
I didn't love. Oh, Civil War is my favorite movie. But I guess that's a big one though.
Yeah, no, but I'll let it slide.
I don't like the ending. I hate that. I can't even watch the ending.
I like the ending. I just don't like watching it because.
Oh yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
Man, that ending is sad.
Nah, it got me mad.
When we talk about Civil War, like eventually, man, that's a lot to say about that movie.
Yeah. So
that movie might be bigger than like for example, like Age of Ultron has a lot of things, and Avengers is special because it's the first one. But if we're talking about effects and the scale of it, Civil War is underratedly big.
Yeah.
Like, Spider-Man got introduced, Black Panther got introduced.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
That was one of those like real first movie as an Avenger. We got Vision in there. Like.
And what I love is like that's why I love like Marvel, because they would introduce characters and it didn't feel forced. Like they introduced Black Panther and Spider-Man in one movie, but I was never like, yo, that's too much. Like, what are these people? You know what I'm saying? I was like, what is this? It was just like, it felt super normal, and that's why, Marvel got to a point where it was just hitting super hard, and I love that about it.
Dude, it's just, I don't know, it's just coming to me right now, man. Like, that was really peak Marvel.
Yeah, it was,
because that was them being able to use the fact of their universe the best. Because, like you said, they were able to introduce those characters in a way that, like you said, it just felt like not forced at all.
Yeah, nah. And I just really appreciate Marvel for that, and I feel like it got to a point where all the movies felt special, and they felt really connected, and you felt like you were watching a bigger story.
Yeah. And
I feel like maybe that's a problem that's going on now with Marvel.
Yeah, for sure. And now you mention that, I feel like we should talk about the things that have been coming out lately.
Okay.
Because it's funny because we posted 2 trailer reactions on. I mean, we haven't even said it here.
Oh yeah, let's announce it. We have a YouTube channel that we're just gonna post whatever we want. We're not gonna make it into anything right now. Right now we're posting like whatever, literally. So the 2 videos that we posted were the Ant-Man trailer and the Guardians trailer, and we also we today we can post. Well, I guess yesterday, right? Because it's gonna come out like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's see if we can post some basketball stuff. Just it's gonna be a channel about us, about what we like, and then hopefully you guys you can watch it and enjoy it. But we're definitely gonna talk a lot about movies there too, so make sure to subscribe. It's called Abram and Ali.
Yeah, we're probably gonna put a link on the Instagram today, and we're gonna put it on the highlights just in case anybody's interested in watching that. But yeah, what I was saying, we reacted to the Ant-Man trailer, and you were saying that back then it felt like part of a bigger story. Mm-hmm. And we talked with Sean about how we feel like the Ant-Man movie has a lot of pressure to be the beginning of that bigger story, with Kang coming in, of course.
I thought Kang wasn't gonna be that big. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why I felt like
when he appeared in Loki?
No, I mean, like, I felt like he wasn't going to be the main villain. I thought he was going to appear in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I mean, Ant-Man Quantumania. I thought he was going to be, like, he was going to, like, be, like, I guess, like, Thanos in Guardians. That's what I thought. You know what I'm saying? You know how Thanos pulls up in Guardians?
Oh, okay. I get what you mean. I get what you mean. I thought you meant that, like, you didn't think Kang was going to be the main villain of, like, the next phase.
No, I think he is, for sure.
No. Well, now we know for sure.
Yeah, now we know for sure.
But I thought that's what you meant. But that is a good point, because I thought he was gonna appear, but like in the background, like ordering somebody else to attack them.
And he still might, but
he still might. But
a lot in the trailer.
But this man was talking to him face to face. He appeared without the mask, with the helmet on, without it. So it seems like they might even fight, And some people saying that Ant-Man might die.
How do you feel about that?
It's kind of tough for me to say, because part of me believes that Emma's gonna be a main contributor in going and telling other people about Kang. But at the same time, it could be anybody else. It could be like his daughter. It could be Wasp. It could be like even
who? I don't know.
Dr. Hank. I forgot his name.
Hank Pym.
Hank Pym and his wife too. Janet. Probably a daughter. If I had to guess, probably a daughter or Wasp.
Let me talk about that for a second. I don't like that. Not that I don't want like more female characters for sure. I definitely want that. But it's just like every male character is becoming a
like look,
like, that's weird, bro.
Listen, how about you just
introduce female characters organically, like Valkyrie, for example, Wanda. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like they were like
nobody's questioning that.
Yeah, exactly.
And look, She-Hulk is fine.
Yeah, She-Hulk's
fine. When you pull over She-Hulk, you pull over Kate Bishop, you pull over with Ironheart that's coming out soon.
Captain Carter, even though
Captain Carter, she's not official, but it's just the fact that in Phase 4 there's been so many.
Yeah.
And you know, like we said, we have no problem against.
Yeah.
We want good female characters.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I want Captain Marvel to get better. I want her to become more likable and all of that. And Wanda, I like Wanda.
I love Wanda.
Wanda's probably my favorite.
Oh, and I like Black Widow.
Of course. Yeah. Yelena, that felt normal. It was his sister. That felt normal.
His sister. You said his sister.
Oh, I said his? Yeah, her sister. My bad. Yeah.
So her sister. Yeah.
So you were saying that you don't want his daughter to become the new Ant-Man. It's just like this.
Yes, because I just feel like it just feels inorganic. It just feels like you're trying too hard to bring diversity for the sake of diversity, and I've never been a fan of that.
Yeah.
There's a whole plethora of characters. Like Ironheart, for example. Well, you don't know this that much, but Ironheart is like, she's never been able to like get developed in the comics. She just got introduced recently, like around the same time as Miss Marvel. Look, Miss Marvel, that's a character that they introduced, and she was super famous. She was super successful in the comics. But Ironheart, she was never able to like take off.
But Miss Marvel is her own person. She's not copying anybody, so I don't have a problem with that.
Exactly, but that's like, look, that's another one. That's perfect. Yeah, that's a good example. Miss Marvel. Even though I don't know how I feel about her being a mutant, but whatever. We'll talk about that a different time. But yeah, I just feel like introducing someone, making it's literally like a female version of the male characters.
But like I sent Ali a picture, and it was the original Avengers shot of them standing next to each other with the female version of each one of them.
Yeah, like,
and that's kind of crazy.
That's like, weird. Like that just feels like you're trying.
It's not a coincidence, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not to get too like hot take, but when you keep enforcing that diversity so much, then it doesn't even feel legit. Like I can't clap you up for it because it feels like you're forcing it just to please people.
Look at She-Hulk. I got so much backlash because of that. Because they're trying to please a specific type of audience, and I think what made the MCU so special was that it pleased everybody. You know, what made the MCU so likable to so many people is that it didn't it really like encompassed everybody. It really made everybody feel good about going to watch the movies. But if you make specific things about like very niche, like Sean was saying, about very specific things, then you're gonna alienate a lot of fans. Cause like how many people really like, how many like, I guess stereotypical Marvel fans, let's say, will watch She-Hulk. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just not, it just feels weird. I just feel like they're doing that and it's not really working.
Yeah. You know? And I mean, I don't have a problem with it right now and then, like, probably being different. That's not what it's about. It can be different.
Because look, Winter Soldier was a spy thriller.
Yeah, but it's close to the MCU.
Exactly.
You can say that Moon Knight was a bit different than like most things, but I mean, I didn't have a problem, but it felt like you were actually trying something new. You were like, oh, Eternals. Sean said it, that he didn't like Eternals personally, but he didn't mind the risk.
And I love Eternals. I think it really worked for me. But we'll talk about that one.
Eternals, that's a big topic.
Yeah, that one really, I think that really worked for me. But like She-Hulk, again, like, I don't want to keep talking about She-Hulk. Everybody keeps talking about She-Hulk. But it's true. And the problems with the show wasn't that it was made like that. Like, that wasn't the problem. It's just like the show had problems. So like, let's say you right now, a lot of people, they're like, oh, I don't like She-Hulk. Okay, but they don't like She-Hulk for a specific reason. But then people obviously are gonna be like, oh, you don't like She-Hulk because it's a girl and they're talking about girl problems. No, it's not that.
Especially because the show itself said it.
Yeah, the show attacked.
So it's talking about the trolls and all of that, and it's like Sean said. This was made a while ago, so you made it thinking that it was gonna have problems with people. So like, why make it?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying don't make it, but make it Just make it unapologetically. Just be all like, this is what we have.
And I have a lot of other problems with She-Hulk. Not just that. I hate the fact that like it made a bunch of characters. It basically made being a superhero normal. I hate that. I think that's what makes the MCU so unique.
Yeah,
is
it was
that
really
every
like the CW.
it was too much. It just had a lot of problems personally. But okay, I guess let's talk about the Guardians,
we talked a lot about She-Hulk with Sean last episode. So Guardians trailer, super light. You know, something
super light.
Seems like something super fun. Something that I'm gonna laugh at. Something that I'm gonna enjoy watching with my parents. And for me, that's okay. Because it's just like a special. I don't know how long. It's probably like 40 minutes, I guess.
Do you know what a Hallmark Christmas movie is?
No.
It's like the stereotypical like Christmas movies that they play all the time. Like
like Home Alone and stuff like that?
No, but like more like a girl comes, a girl from the big city, she has to go back to like her roots or whatever, and then she meets a guy. Like those type of Christmas movies. Well, they're basically saying that they made like one but with the Guardians. And I think that's cool.
Nah, that's cool. That's cool. I don't mind it because I don't think it's gonna. The Guardians are funny. The Guardians are goofy. So I don't think we're gonna watch that and be like, what? It doesn't fit into the MCU. The Guardians will never do this.
Hopefully. Because you don't know. Because right now, I don't know. Right now,
like
scary.
That's happened a few times. Like the Thor: Love and Thunder. Like, Thor wouldn't do this. But I don't think with the Guardians, and it's directed by James Gunn. James Gunn, somebody that actually loves the characters. I don't think James Gunn would put out some garbage.
Yeah.
So actually that's the main reason that I don't have a problem with it, because I have faith in James Gunn.
And another thing with about the point I was saying earlier, like Love and Thunder, that I hate it. They literally made like a comedy. Like he's right behind me, isn't he? Like that, like a spoof. They basically made like it felt like a parody of Thor. So it's not. I'm not just like referring to just She-Hulk, but I'm referring to everything, to all the stuff, all the new stuff that Marvel is doing that just doesn't seem right. Like Miss Marvel kind of worked. I had problems with the ending because I felt like the ending was weird. Like I felt like it should have ended in the second to last episode. Like it was weird. Yeah. Like the ending of Miss Marvel was weird. But see, my problems aren't necessarily that. It's just how you do it. Like I felt like with She-Hulk, they attacked their own fans. I'm gonna keep going about the She-Hulk because I hated that. I hated that show. But yeah, talking about James Gunn, let's talk a little bit about him joining DC. How do you feel about that?
I would say that I don't know that much about DC, but I mean, I keep in touch with like their problems. I don't know that. Like I watch some of their movies, and I want to watch even more because it seems like they're actually going somewhere good. But what I like about James Gunn is that he actually likes the characters. He's a fan of the characters. He loves them. He cares about making the movies good. Like that's simple as that. That's when it's funny because we were talking about that with the Lakers the other day. That you gotta have a passion for what you're doing.
For sure.
Because when you have a passion for what you're doing, when you have a passion for the comics, for the character, you're not gonna mess it up. You're not gonna make the character act too different to like suit the movie. You're gonna make the movie fit the characters. Or you can put the characters in certain situations, but it's still gotta act like themselves. They gotta react like they would react if they were like an actual person. So I think James Gunn is gonna kill it over there.
I think it bothers me because you're taking a talent from us that he should have never not been with us. You know what I know what's funny? The guy that fired him in Marvel, he's the guy that hired him in DC. Alan Horn. Yeah, that's crazy, right? But apparently they became like friends again. But the thing with that is that look, he was supposed to lead. I don't know if you remember this, but he was supposed to lead the space side of Marvel. He was supposed to be like Kevin Feige.
I'm gonna hear something like that.
And he was literally about to get the job, but then obviously he got fired because of the stupid tweets.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, it did. I mean, obviously his tweets are like bad, but
like look, when it comes to that, it's not about supporting his tweets. Yeah. It's something that I always heard that doesn't excuse it, but you gotta look at the context because back then people used to say things like that.
Back then things were different.
And I'm not saying that again. I'm not excusing it, but back then that was a culture, and I don't know. I just don't feel like it's right to kick somebody out.
Yeah.
For their future past mistakes like that.
Yeah. It's funny because right now you and I with these two things, me with She-Hulk and you with this, we have to like be careful what we say. Because now the atmosphere is a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is. And, like, we're not even hating like that. We're just giving our opinions.
People get,
yeah.
Like, people be getting hate comments for, like, anything, so.
But, I mean, I'm all for, being careful, not offending people. But at the same time, I'm also for speaking your mind.
Yeah.
You know, like me being a Christian, that's something I have to do a lot. I gotta speak my mind. I gotta be honest. So I'm just glad that he's doing good. I'm glad that he was able to finish the Garden Trilogy because he's like, I remember all the actors are coming out and supporting him. All the actors saying, if it's not him, I don't want to finish. Yeah. And that just shows you right there that he's a good person. That he cares. He treated every single actor with respect. He cared about the movies, and he freaking went to DC and made the Suicide Squad amazing. So I just know he's gonna kill it. And I like that we have The Rock in there. Somebody has a passion for the DC and brought back Superman. Super cool from The Rock. Yeah. That's something amazing that he did. You can say whatever about Black Adam, but he cared about it. He like gave it his all. And now he's bringing DC back. And now with James Gunn, somebody else that cares. Yeah. Marvel better start picking that up. Now they have to. DC's might overtake them.
And I feel like there's some stuff that DC does better too, to be honest. Like I told you the costumes. I think DC makes better costumes.
DC's going crazy with the costumes.
All the Marvel costumes look the same. Have you noticed that? That's weird. So I don't know. Marvel's got to step it up. Hopefully, this is gonna lead great to the next segment. Hopefully, with their next movie,
Black Panther.
Hopefully, with their next movie, they're gonna step things up. And from what I'm hearing, they will. Now I'm gonna read you guys some tweets for Abram, and he's gonna react. Yeah. And he's gonna let us know, and I'm gonna give you guys some of the tweets that I've been hearing from Black Panther. Okay. Wakanda Forever is phenomenal. This is by Jack McBrien. So Wakanda Forever is phenomenal. Easily the best MCU project of Phase 4. I cannot understate how masterful the score is from start to finish. There are no weak links in the cast, but I have to give a special shout out to Angela Bassett and Letitia Wright, who really blew me away. Thoughts?
I love that. Yeah. Same best MCU project of Phase 4 with No Way Home there. That's not a lie. No Way Home was a fire movie. Yeah. And I'm just happy to hear any good criticism not criticism, but any good review of the movie, because we need that right now. Marvel needs to get on fire again.
It's funny because a lot of them are complimenting Angela Bassett and Letitia Wright. That's cool.
But I love to hear that because a lot of people were like, "Oh, I don't know about Shuri."
I don't know about Letitia Wright.
And it's okay to have your doubts, but I'm glad I wanted to kill her.
Yeah, you want her to kill it?
No, I wanted to kill it.
Brian Davids, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is Marvel's most poignant and powerful film to date. It's heavy and dark in the way that it needed to be, and mostly abandons the studio's trademark tone. The craft works levels up in every conceivable way, and the performance rise to the occasion.
But I love heavy and dark.
Yeah.
I feel like we need that right now. We need that badly right now. I love upbeat movies. I love happy movies. I don't know that. But right now, we need MCU to get serious again.
I think we need to step a little bit away from the comedy a little bit. I think it's gotten to a point where it's too much, especially after Thor: Love and Thunder. I thought it was too much in that movie. But, let's see. Though not without flaws, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever accomplishes the difficult task of reckoning with the real tragedy while also delivering the same sense of excitement and adventure that has defined Marvel Studios since early days. This is from Friends from Work podcast.
Man, I love hearing that because obviously I want the movie to be good, and I know the actors care so much about the movie because in a sense they're honoring Chadwick Boseman with the movie.
Those were his actual friends. Exactly. So like that movie probably meant a lot to them.
So I that's probably a number of reasons that I have faith in the movie, because I know they wouldn't put something out there that's trash.
Yeah. This one's from Figo. Wakanda Forever is fantastic. Coogler delivers a soulful, wondrous sequel that packs an emotional punch and effectively explores relevant world themes. A beautiful tribute to Bosman's legacy. Letitia and Tenoch are great, and mid-credit scene is really moving. So let's talk a little bit about Tenoch. Namor, the Submariner. We're finally getting introduced to him. That's super exciting. How do you feel about Namor coming to the MCU, and how do you feel about the actor's apparently incredible portrayal?
I don't know much about Namor. I actually don't know anything. I seen him in the trailers, and everybody, because I saw a bit of like videos about it, and I saw Soups talking about it, that Namor killed it. And from what I saw in the trailer, it looked like he was gonna kill it. And so I'm always happy to have a good villain. Black Panther 1 obviously had a great villain in Killmonger. Yeah. And it looks like they're gonna follow that up with another fire villain.
He's a mutant in the comics, did he not? So that's cool. He's a mutant.
Some of that I would say is I don't know a lot about the comics. Yeah. For the comics, you got this guy right here.
It's funny because I've never read a comic in my life, but like I know a lot about it.
Watching
because I'd be researching stuff like that. Let me see if I can tell you. He's super old. He's like before like Marvel was even a thing. So he's like around the time of Captain America. And so last tweet real quick. Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Oh, this is by Eric Voss. Black Panther Wakanda Forever makes it clear how precious Chadwick Boseman and T'Challa were to the MCU. Without him, the film sometimes yearns for a heartbeat. It finds it just the right moments, and it's exhilarating. I can't wait to see it again. That's beautiful. So that's something that I was worried about. How were they gonna not I guess how can I say this? Not try to replicate or become Chadwick Boseman or really, you know what I'm trying to say? Like really be Chadwick Boseman's impact.
Like not replace him.
Yeah, not replacement, exactly. But we definitely need someone to carry the legacy. And from the sounds of it, I think as a group, they're definitely going to carry it. And that's really amazing to hear.
I love hearing that, bro. Like, I want this movie to be great. You know, I like Black Panther. I didn't like it as much as other people did. Not because I didn't think it was a good movie. No, that's crazy. But I love the movie. And I want this one to be amazing as well.
Yeah.
And I love hearing that. Because, I mean, those people are like real critics.
The movie meant a lot to a lot of people. And hopefully this one means a lot to a lot of people too.
I hope so. For a different reason. I mean, for like, the reason for the first one's still there. But now you have another big reason for the actors and the people that are going to watch.
To end it off, I guess we just want to talk a little bit about what we want to do for the future. Definitely the podcast right now is a lot of fun for us. Yeah. Hopefully we don't lose steam.
You know, we're still getting better at it. Yeah. Like Alex said, this is the first time we're doing something like this. But it's a challenge. It's something fun. And I feel like it's never bad to talk. You know, if you want to get better at talking, like they told me this at my FIU class. If you want to get better at talking, you know what you got to do? Talk. Yeah. Just talk, and you're going to get better as you go along. And so next episode should be our first official movie review. Yeah. You know, or the next week, we got to watch Iron Man.
We want to do it in that order, in theatrical release or like release order, just because there's a lot of different.
I feel like it would be a bit out of place if we did it chronologically.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot of different people have different timelines. You could say like this movie goes here, this movie goes there, and it's like I don't want to get into that, so let's just go.
It feels kind of weird to talk about Eternals and then talk about Iron Man. Like back to back. Obviously, it wouldn't be back to back, but you know what I mean. Yeah. And like I feel like every phase has its own tone, so it makes sense to talk about them together.
Mm-hmm. So thank you guys so much for hearing.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. We'll talk to you guys next time.
We'll talk to you guys next time.
Peace out.
All right.